let's talk about Christmas as a Revert Muslim. Let's get into it because I know people are going to have stuff to say about this, and I also know that people have lots of questions. So this is actually something that I got asked about recently at my most recent sisterhood event, and we did a little bit of discussion about it, and I kind of shared my opinion. Obviously, I'm not a scholar. Before you want to come at me, but as a Revert Muslim, I'm going to share my opinion from doing research and also just like my personal experience and from speaking to lots of sisters about it. So, first of all, I feel like we need to clarify what about Christmas is Christian and what about Christmas is like modern and Western tradition. So within Christianity, Christmas is like basically the celebration of Jesus's birth and what Christians believe, like his reincarnation, all that kind of stuff. So obviously some elements of Christmas, like the traditional Christmas or like idea around Christmas was to kind of like commemorate Jesus's birth within the Christian belief. However, Christmas, like traditionally and historically, did not necessarily include the same like Western traditions and modern traditions that we now have. For example, like the extent of gift giving, the crazy decorations, the Christmas markets, like the consumerist element of it, essentially. It's also seen by many as kind of like a winter festival, similar to like the New Year of like celebrating the end of the year, celebrating winter. So, as you can see from that, not every single element of Christmas is actually due with the Christian tradition and Christian belief of Jesus. So, for me personally, as someone who was raised in a Christian family and we used to go to church Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, that kind of thing, and there would be like talk and celebration of surrounding Jesus, and like my mum's got like the nativity and, you know, that kind of thing. Obviously I don't celebrate that element anymore, which is something that I've had to kind of talk to my mum specifically about, but also some of my other family because they are Christian. So I kind of was like, I'm no longer going to be able to come to church with you. I don't mind dropping you off, whatever, but I will no longer be coming in for the service because I don't feel comfortable doing that, and it doesn't respect my religion, in my opinion. And obviously if my family or my mum is like praying to or about Jesus, then I will obviously try to detach myself from that as much as possible, and in general avoid anything to do with the Christian belief surrounding Christmas as much as I can. However, in terms of other things like spending time with my family, gift giving, what else even is there? Basically that, I think people genuinely take it to some next level, and it's actually like, we need to just chill out a little bit. Again, like, it's personal preference. If you're a born Muslim or you're within a family that just for some reason doesn't really care about Christmas, doesn't really celebrate it that much, then it's not really that deep for you. However, if you are a Revert who comes from a family who does celebrate it a lot, or you're surrounded by it in Western society, or like whatever it is, I think we really need to take a step back and actually like realize what we're celebrating and what we're doing. Like, because some people will go as far as to be like, you can't sit and have a roast dinner, you can't sit and have lunch with your family on Christmas Day because that's... I'm sorry, since when did me cooking food and eating it represent me celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ? Since when did me buying gifts for my family who I love represent me believing in Jesus Christ? Like, it's your choice at the end of the day. And me personally, I ask my family, I've said to them, could you please, because they want to buy me gifts. Like, it's something that you do between your family. Like, I've asked them, would you mind just waiting and giving them to me on Eid? But I don't mind buying yours for you now because this is when you are celebrating. This is when you are receiving gifts between you. So, like, I want to buy presents for my family. Not because I believe in the Christian belief that Jesus was born during this time and reincarnated and everything like that, but because I love my family, because I want to spend time with them, because I want to share things with them, and Christmas is a lot of the time the only time where people will be able to see their family and like connect with them, because everyone's busy the rest of the year, especially if you don't live local to your family, which I don't. So I will be spending time with my family at Christmas. I will be respecting the fact that they are celebrating this, just the same as I want them to respect me celebrating Eid, even though they don't hold the same beliefs as me. Like my family last year for my first Ramadan, they celebrated Eid. We had a massive big meal together. We just ate food, got food. My friends came over. And obviously I was celebrating the fact that I just completed my first Ramadan, and that obviously my Muslim beliefs in the way that the Quran was revealed and everything like that, they weren't celebrating that. And my mum is Christian and she still sat and ate Eid dinner with me because she's not believing in those Muslim beliefs that I have. But she respects me and she loves me. So she is partaking in like my celebration, and I'm gonna do the exact same. And I think a lot of this comes down to intention as well. If I'm sat there celebrating Christmas with my family and celebrating specific things, or I'm like, I don't know, setting up the nativity, or I'm sat there like, oh, believing in Christian beliefs that Jesus was born and that Jesus was reincarnated, and believing in different stuff that as Muslims we don't believe in. If I'm sat there thinking those things, then okay, of course that's haram. But if I'm sat there spending time with my family when I can, giving them gifts because it's the end of the year because they deserve them, and I'm genuinely in my heart not believing in what I shouldn't be believing in at all, and I'm genuinely doing it from a place of respecting my family, which is massively important in Islam, and spending time with them and all that kind of stuff, like, to me personally, I don't see, like, Allah knows my intentions at the end of the day. Allah knows my intentions, and yeah. Again, like, this is personal preference and experience, but from like studying Islam and looking into Islam and also knowing what Christmas celebrates as a previous Christian and being raised in a Christian family, Christmas is not just about the Christian belief. Like, it is such a different thing in Western and modern society than it once was. And so much of Christmas nowadays is genuinely has nothing to do with the Christian belief. And I genuinely think it is about your intention in terms of separating yourself from the Christian belief and standing on, obviously, do what, meet your boundaries. Like, it's, my mum still wanted me to go to church with her. And I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do that anymore. Like, that's my boundaries. I draw a line there. Like, that, I'm not okay with doing that. So, like, draw your boundaries where you feel you need to draw them. But I really, really don't think that spending time with your family with the correct intentions in your head is a bad thing. And may Allah make it easier for us all. And one day, inshallah, when we have our own families, if that's what you want, then we'll be able to raise them, with the belief that, okay, we don't do Christmas, but we celebrate Eid. But, like, as someone who doesn't come from a Muslim family, that is just not realistic. And I cannot ask my entire family to compromise their beliefs, their way of life, their traditions, just because someone's telling me I can't give gifts anymore.